Ladies and gentlemen, it's day 13 of my 13 days of Halloween, and today I'm reacting to my first ever movie on the channel. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek. You're watching Kevin the Geek. Today I am reacting to a movie on the channel for the very first time. And this was the first thing I thought about when I was planning what to do for Halloween. It naturally evolved and I ended up doing 13 different Halloween related reactions. But it all started with wanting to react to a movie for the very first time. As a general rule, I'm not a huge fan of horror movies or horror thrillers or anything of that kind of nature. For the most part, I think they're stupid. I think they're pointless. I think they're just full of a bunch of people running around screaming their heads off for no particular reason. But ultimately, I do think that they have their place in society. There are people that enjoy them. If you're one of those people, wonderful. I just, for the most part, am never a big fan of them. But I still wanted to do a reaction. And so I left it up to you guys. I chose 5 different movies that were kind of Halloween / horror-ish related. And this is the movie that you guys came up with as your choice. So today I am reacting to the movie from, I think it was 1980, of The Shining. So thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you would like to see the full-length reaction, then you can see it in the pinned comment down below or also in the video description as well. But here on YouTube, fingers crossed, hopefully, this is all going to go out and you're going to have a edited, condensed version here on YouTube. But if you want to see that full-length reaction, then I've included a link for you where you can go and watch it. I don't know much about this movie, but I do believe that this is the movie where the kind of the very iconic scene goes where you've got Jack Nicholson up against a door going, "Here's Johnny!" I think that's this movie. I could be wrong, but I think that's where it comes from. But that's pretty much all I know of The Shining. Oh, and of course it was written by Stephen King. Now, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, turn on notifications, and make sure you like the video, and make sure you drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think of The Shining as a movie. Let me know if there's any horror movies that you particularly enjoy. For the most part, the only one that I've seen that I kind of enjoyed was the first Saw movie. I thought that was more of a thriller than a outright horror movie, because my big issue with most horror movies that I have seen, they're all about being as gory as you can or being stupid slasher movies. You know, I like something that makes you think a little bit more. Maybe this is the one for me. So, enough talking from me. Let's get reacting. So have you read any of the Stephen King's books? Have you watched any of the movies adapted from Stephen King's books? Oh, a Stanley Kubrick film. I don't think I've seen any Stanley Kubrick films. I don't know why I've never read any, I nearly said Jack Nicholson books. I don't know why I've never read any Stephen King books. I know he's a mega famous writer and very, very popular. But also, from what I hear, a little bit controversial, a bit divided. Let me know what your opinion is. Obviously, don't give me any spoilers for anything, but let me know what your general opinion is of Stephen King and his works. It's setting the tone very early on, very, trying to establish it's very creepy. This music that's going on is quite intense, I think. And these long, slow shots, it seems to suggest to me from an initial kind of viewpoint that this could be possibly a lonely movie. I don't know if that makes sense. Because like, you're hardly seeing any of the cars. You're going up into the mountains. presumably where there's not a lot of people, although there is a few cars there in this car park. I mean, there's quite a few people there, so maybe lonely is not the right word I should have chosen.
Physically, it's not a very demanding job. The only thing that can get a bit trying up here during the winter is the tremendous sense of isolation.
Ah.
For some people, solitude and isolation can, of itself, become a problem.
Not for me.
I don't suppose they told you anything in Denver about the tragedy we had up here during the winter of 1970? Well, my predecessor in this job, and he came up here with his wife and two little girls, I think about 8 and 10. But at some point during the winter, he must have suffered some kind of a complete mental breakdown. He ran amok and killed his family with an axe.
Shit.
Police, I thought that it was what the old-timers used to call cabin fever.
Damn.
Well, you can rest assured, Mr. Ullman, that's not going to happen with me.
Famous last words, eh?
No. Not Tony, tell me.
That's a creepy kid. What the fuck is that? What just happened? What's he seeing?
We got 60 boxes of
The little girls again?
How'd you like some ice cream, Doc?
What was that?
No problem, Mr. Oven. I was just getting to the ice cream. You like ice cream, Doc?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused, but a little bit suspicious. This dude is quite creepy. So these visions that he's been having, so I presume some of them are things that are yet to come, and some of them are things that have happened in the past. Is it just me, or is there something just creepy about a hedge maze?
I didn't think it's gonna be this big, did you?
The music is kind of creeping me out. Whoa! Oh my god, that was dramatic. Tuesday! Whoop. If the aim of the director was to make you feel creepy and uneased, he's doing a damn good fine job of it.
And we're going to make a new rule. Whenever I'm in here, you hear me typing. Whether you don't hear me typing, whether the fuck you hear me doing in here, when I'm in here, that means that I am working. That means don't come in. Why don't you start right now and get the fuck out of here?
Dude, you say you're not grouchy. You are definitely grouchy. I mean, all she was doing was offering you to bring you a plate of sandwiches. Oh! Yeah, he's already going cuckoo. You can see it. I mean, that's a proper Jack Nicholson look right there.
Are the lines down by any chance? Over.
Yes, quite a few of them are down due to the storm. Over.
At least they've got some way of being able to communicate with the outside world. That is at least something. But if something is about to happen, that they're about to go, that obviously the Jack Nicholson character is about to go cuckoo, crazy, whatever you want to call it, it is one that's happened within relatively short period of time. Because obviously you had it as what was it? It was like 1 month later. So we're talking November, end of November, basically. And then we've gone to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday to suggest it was literally later that same week. So if he is, we're only talking like a month or so up there. That's not long for him to go crazy.
Ed? You would never hurt Mommy or me, would you?
Oh.
I love you, Danny. I love you more than anything else in the whole world. I'll never do anything to hurt you. Never. You know that, don't you? Hmm?
Yes, Dad.
Good.
Whoa! Oh, I just need to take a moment just there. Holy shit. That was so intense. That was seriously so intense. My God. If you need someone to do something that intense, you can't do much better than Jack Nicholson. Holy shit. There's a door open. Is that 237? I think it is 237. And there's a key. What's in there?
Oh my God.
What the hell's that? What's up with him? Suddenly, like his jumper's ripped, and like the shoulder as well.
You did this to him.
What?
Didn't you? You son of a bitch! You did this to him. Didn't you? How could you?
I mean, that's a... I was about to say that's a big leap, but at the same time, it's not really a big leap because they are theoretically the only 3 people up there because no one else can get up there. Oh, this is it. It's the beginning of the end.
Just a little problem with the old sperm bank upstairs. Nothing I can't handle, though, Lloyd. Thanks.
Yes, nothing like losing your marbles and talking to an imaginary barman and drinking an imaginary whiskey. Okay. Whoa! Whoa! Oh! What the fuck? What the fuck?
You went into the room, Danny said? To 237?
Yes, I did.
And you didn't see anything at all?
I think he saw something.
Are you sure it was the right room? I mean, maybe Danny made a mistake.
Oh, it was the right room, all right. Whoa, what is this again?
It is so fucking typical of you to create a problem like this when I finally have a chance to accomplish something. Wendy, I have let you fuck up my life so far, but I am not gonna let you fuck this up.
Whoa. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I think it should actually be all work and no play makes... Fuck. That's not what I meant. I meant all work and no play makes Jack a crazy boy.
I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I think you have some very definite ideas about what should be done with Danny, and I'd like to know what they are.
I can barely breathe.
Wendy, darling, light of my life, I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in. Wendy, give me the bat. Give me the bat. Ah, God damn!
Yes! Get him! Oh! Run, Wendy, run! Oh, here we go.
Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in.
Here's Johnny.
There it is. Oh, he's so sadistic. God, my heart is pounding right now. I like that they're taking a kind of a little bit of a dip for a few moments that allows us to catch our breath. That's good storytelling. I'm worried about all those visions of blood that we've been seeing. At the moment, I'm wondering whose blood is it going to be? Surely it's got to be someone's. Is it going to be Jack's? Is it going to be Wendy's, Danny's, Dick's?
Hello? Anybody here?
I'm so nervous right now. Oh! Oh! Fuck!
Danny!
Oh, Danny, you idiot! Run! What the fuck? What the fuck? What? What is that?
Danny!
Problem is with the snow, it leaves footprints. I was going in the maze. Ah, yes. Clever, Danny. Go back over your own footsteps. And then they suddenly stop. Ha ha ha. Good job, Danny. Smart kid. Oh, shit. What am I supposed to be looking for there? Is that him? Overlook Hotel. July 4th ball, 9:21. So what's that? That's 59 years before this movie. What? Holy shit balls. There is so much to try to dissect from that. My God. Where do you even begin with something like this? So let's start with the ending, I think, and kind of work our way back a little bit. I was very confused with the ending, I'm not going to lie. I've probably spent about 20 minutes to half an hour since watching the movie, just trying to collect my thoughts together. So clearly, Jack is dead. He's clearly like frozen to death. Then you've got that poster on the wall, and what I'm thinking at this moment is the Jack from the movie like a descendant from the Jack there in 1921? Is that like his grandson or something like that? I mean, the whole kind of final kind of sequence was just, well, actually no, I'll go so far to say once they kind of moved in, it really kicked up a notch. It's a very slow pace of a movie. It's a slow burner. It kind of has to ease you into it. And the opening sort of, I don't know what, maybe half hour, 45 minutes or so, is just, laying the groundworks of what is to come. And bear in mind, of course, I've never read the book, so I don't know how similar or how different it is to that. But it's a wonderfully crafted movie. It is a movie that I feel is so iconic that even someone who's never watched it, as I was watching it, there was certain, it was either lines that I had heard of before, it was certain images that I'd seen before. There was a lot of stuff. Like the twins, I've definitely seen an image of that somewhere before. Obviously, there's Johnny. That is, again, that's probably the most iconic bit. When Jack actually, when you see him dead at the end and him all frozen, I swear I've seen that image before. Yeah, there's just so much to this movie. What I think I enjoyed with it, and bear in mind, again, I've said that I'm not a horror movie fan. I think because it's more of a psychological horror, that's what intrigues me more, and that's what, gets me more emotionally invested. Like, had the whole thing been a stereotypical slasher style movie, it wouldn't have appealed to me that much, and I probably would have been laughing more so than being scared. This, I felt truly unnerved, unhinged. Well, I would say, I would argue, yeah, maybe I was scared. It really drew me in. It really hooked me into the scene. There was just so much good stuff to this movie. Like I said right from the start, the music was incredible throughout. It balanced it so much. And I've said it on so many times, watching various TV shows or movies, music can make and break a scene. And this, every time, it just delivered. It did everything it needed to do to heighten the sense of emotions that you are feeling as a viewer, and the feelings of what the characters would probably have been feeling in those moments. And that is amazing. The setting of the movie, I feel, was equally as powerful. It almost, this may sound a bit weird, but it was almost like the house, the hotel rather, it almost became like a character in its own right. Does that even make sense? I don't know if that makes sense to you. I mean, it makes sense to me. But it's like, seeing these massively wide open corridors, for example, these humongous open rooms, it kind of heightened, again, the sense of, and I said it right at the start of the reaction, the loneliness that you would feel up in this point, and probably helped contribute to this sense of cabin fever that Jack felt and the previous caretaker had felt as well. And I was questioning it so many times throughout the movie, why are you seeing these certain images, like, for example, like the blood coming through, and at first I was thinking, is it just Danny because of this whole shining thing and this sort of supernatural sense that he seems to have? Then at the same time, then Jack seemed to be having them as well, and I was thinking, is that just a symptom of him going mad? But then Wendy was seeing it towards the end, and for her, I'm just thinking, is that because of the heightened sense of emotion that she's got running on at that time? I don't know. This movie was phenomenally good. Really, really good. And yeah, it surprises me how good it was. Because this is the kind of movie that I have seen before that gets hyped up, Like, the one that always springs to mind for me, is, and it sounds weird to use it as a comparison, but bear with me, Top Gun as a movie. I had so many people coming to me saying, you have got to watch Top Gun. It is one of the best movies ever made. I had people saying that to me for years. And I finally watched it. And I came out of watching the whole movie thinking, what a biggest pile of shit that was. And I think because it'd been so hyped up to me, like my expectations were probably so high. Maybe if I rewatch it now, I may have a different opinion of it, and I may think, okay, maybe it's not as bad as I initially thought it was. Or I may actually have the same thing and think, actually, yeah, it is as bad as I thought it was the first time I watched it. This is one of those that I know is so iconic, and I was a little bit afraid to come into it thinking, is my expectations going to be so high that it's going to, I'm going to be disappointed coming out of it? And for the most part, I would say no, I was not disappointed with this movie. It ticked every box that I am personally looking for in a horror movie. You may think of horror movies in a different way. You may want to see one of those traditional slasher movies or one of those gore fest movies. For me, it's all about psychological. That is scary for me. So that is going to round up my reaction and my review to The Shining. If I had to give it a score, I would say I would give it 89 out of 100. Now, if you've seen any of my Doctor Who reviews, you know I do them based on different categories. I usually get 10 categories, score them out of 10. And this is what I've done for this one. I've gone for a few different ones. So I've kind of gone with the themes of the movie, the main character, the sporting character, the sets, the costumes, the music, various things like that. And I've added them all up, and that gives you a score of 89 out of 100. Which, if I remember correctly, and I'll put it on the screen in a moment, but if I remember correctly, I think that rated it as either an A or an A+ as a movie. That was just awesome. It was truly, truly awesome as a movie. And if you've watched it for the first time with me, I thank you for joining me, and I'd love to know what your thoughts were. If you have seen it before and you have just watched my reaction to it, whether it is the condensed version or whether it is the full-length version, whatever your thoughts are, drop them down in the comments below. Remember, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and turn on notifications. And make sure you smash that like button. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Kevin. I am a geek, and you've been watching Kevin the Geek. And thank you for joining me for my entirety of my 13 days of Halloween. Goodbye.